There's spirits of good and evil. Spirits are something that could absolutely change the way we think and perceive things within our lives. They could hinder us from the goodness of God. They could separate us from the blessings of God. And they could allow us to hate our very children, turn away from the spouses in which God has given us. It could make us mad, go crazy. It could make us kill, steal, fornicate, lie. But we can have control over every spirit through the Word of God. We hear about the spirit of depression and how it has so many levels to it. There's people who have to take medication in order to relieve their thoughts of depression. There's others who drink themselves into a stupor because of depression. There's others who's left their homes, their riches, their families to live on the streets because of depression. And then there's others who have committed murder and heinous crimes because of depression. Now, I spoke about one emotion or one feeling that you may have, and that's depression. How many more could you name? And I'm guaranteed every one is associated to a spirit. That's why God tells us within the Word, be careful what you entertain, because you never know what gave you that spirit in order to feel a certain way about a certain someone within your life. And although you may not have the answer of what or how did it happen, you will still be punished for doing what you've done, whether it's by God himself or whether it's by a judge or maybe someone who just saw it as a horrible event within your life. God doesn't want you to live in fear. God says his perfect love casteth out all fear. And he hints towards a perfect love because a perfect love, you need a spirit in order to love. And God says, I will give my people a new heart and a new mind, that they could think and do what I've asked them to do. Which leads me to say that we've done things that are not right in God's eyes, and we did it because we were entertaining things that cannot profit us. We think it's a medicine. Music is a medicine. Movies are a medicine. Party houses, clubhouses are medicines for our flesh. And in a sense, you're right. They do help the flesh, but they don't help that spirit that helps make the biggest decisions within your life. I want us to speak a little bit about good spirits. When we turn our Bibles to Isaiah 11 and we jump to verse 2, it's speaking about Jesus and how he will come from the stem of Jesse, which basically means the lineage, right? So if we trace it back, we can find Jesse within the lineage of Jesus Christ. And so in verse 2 it says, and the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him. Let's speak about that. Anything that God gives you has rest. And by rest, we can interpret that as peace. But when we read about a man who was driven from the city into caves, cutting himself within the Bible I'm speaking about, cutting himself with sharp stones and crying out every night, you learn that the spirits drove him. It didn't say rested on him. All good and perfect things come from above. It is worth to wait on God to give you what you need. Don't try to get it yourself by your own means or by someone else's. Because what it would do, it would drive you to do things that you shouldn't do in order to gain something that cannot profit you. Because whatever man will give you, whatever you could receive on this earth is temporal, but the gifts of God are eternal. So it says you will have the Spirit, or he will be given the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of the knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. Although you may seek wise counsel from someone that is of the world, and you may get everything that you've asked for, you may find it doesn't give you the happiness in which you hoped for. And you may have done so many sins in order to get the blessing that you thought you needed. Which in a lot of people's lives are just money.